Hi, my name is Noy. I'm an artist, producer, and audio engineer, and today I wanted to talk about what makes Believe sound like 1998 and how does it differ from modern production. So the overall sound of the song differs because of the trends in popular music. Back then the sound tended to be warmer, focusing more on the mid-range frequencies, while nowadays we prefer to mix music to be punchier and have more bass and clarity in the higher frequencies. The instrumentation differs too, featuring primarily real-sounding instruments like bass, drums, and the electric piano, most of which were sampled in the case of Believe, but they still emulate the sound of a real instrument. And on top of that we have the electronic pads as well as special sound effects. Speaking of the chord pads that are heard throughout the song, they are pretty basic, both melodically and sonically, so let's take a look. Here I recreated a couple of instruments from the original song to try and show how changing the chords and their structure, as well as the sound itself, affects how different or new something sounds to us. So here's what the original chord progression sounds like. Melodically, this chord progression hovers a lot around the 1, 4, 5 major chords, which are very strong and dominant and provide a good base for the vocal to shine. But the combination of the simple arrangement of those chords and the fundamentally basic waveforms that were limited by the technical capabilities of the popular synths at the time, which were relatively new and novel in pop music, give us a result that nowadays can sound a bit outdated and basic. To try and modernize this, I reharmonized the song, almost as if it was in D sharp minor instead of F sharp major, and introduced some more complex chord voicings to give the ear more to grab onto. So here's a snippet of the new chords while still using the original sounds. The new chords are already bringing quite a bit of novelty and interest to the song, but this is only one part of the puzzle. So, to show another side of it, I made a snippet where I flipped the tables. Here I'm using the sounds from a remix, but I'm playing the chords from the original song instead of the newer ones. This is of course subjective, but I do think that this chord structure definitely suits the older sounds more, which is most likely why it was chosen in the first place. And this once again shows how all of these different elements play a part in the whole composition and influence each other to make a song sound one way or another. In my remix, for example, the instrumentation takes 180 in the chorus. Instead of the electric keys, I use a sampled acoustic piano, and instead of the natural sound and bass, we fully go into electronic music territory. So aside from the piano and the drums, none of the sounds try to emulate a real instrument, which sonically is a big shift in comparison to the original song, which took more of a role as a transitional piece in Cher's discography, going from rock ballads to dance music, and trying to bring both of those audiences together in an interesting way. To close this off, I think it's important to mention that I'm not trying to say that the original song is bad in any way. That just wouldn't make sense considering how this song and the album that it came from kind of pushed the boundaries of pop music at the time of its release. And that's not even mentioning the extreme auto-tuning of Cher's vocals that popularized the use of the tool as an intentional effect. The main purpose of this video is mostly to just look at how our approach towards making music has changed over the years and share my take on how this song could have been reimagined in today's world. Thank you for coming to hear me talk. If you liked, leave a like, it's always appreciated. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, or if you have any more ideas of what you would like me to talk about, and you can subscribe if you would like to see more future videos from me. Thank you again, take care.